Good night, everybody, and welcome to another. I shouldn't even say another because I've been doing lives on fires, not QSM, but welcome back to QSM. So tonight I am joined with, of course, you can see, the Mickey Leon, Mickey Armstrong, Mickey, the Mickey. Okay, how about that? Because at first I was like, what is Mickey's last name? I don't know, but we'll talk about that.
Right.
In any case, we are here. We're going to talk about District of Curse. We're also going to talk about the upcoming photo shoot collab that we're doing together as well. But we'll get to that. Long story short, we'll get to that. Anywho, Mickey, go ahead, introduce yourself, and then we're gonna go right into this chatting because I like to chat.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tawana, for having me on. My name is Mickey Leon. Yeah, that can be my last name if people want to, that's all well and good. I am the executive producer of District of Curves. I'm a photographer, all that good stuff. So, but for this purposes, the executive producer of District of Curves. So,
Yep, and listen, from one producer to the next, listen, I know I'm a baby at this whole production thing, but I'm here, I'm listening, I'm taking notes, and I appreciate everything that you've done in the industry so far. So if you guys don't know me, but you should know me, but it's okay. Not everybody knows I am. I shouldn't have even said that, but I am Tawana Blassingame. I am the CEO and editor in chief of Queen Size Magazine. I am also the executive producer of the Full Figure Industry Awards. So Mickey, District of Curves is back. Congratulations on 10 years in the game.
thank you so much. But before we do that, don't downplay yourself. I mean, you're introduced who you are, but no, they should know you. Talk that. They should know you. Absolutely. Like, I'm Tawana Blassingame. I'm the Queen Size Magazine has been around. It's been a staple in the plus industry for years. And Tawana Blassingame has brought the Full Figure Industry Awards for the plus industry. So they should absolutely know you. And it's an honor for me to be on your platform talking to these people tonight. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You are welcome. So, but yeah, so District occurs, we're back. It has been 10 years, like everybody, we took a COVID break.
Mhm.
Um, but it has been 10 years, 2014, which I don't know where that time went. And to have made it this far, that's a milestone, in the plus industry, as far as fashion shows go. I mean, and if I'm missing somebody, I apologize, but Full Figure Fashion Week, Gwen made it to 10, I believe. And I can't really think of many others, you know what I mean? Like in that respect that made it to 10 like that. So, it's I looked up and it was 10 years. The team was like, oh, it's 10 years. You got to do something. I'm like, it ain't been 10 years. It's been 10 years. Like, wow. So, it's a blessing. The DC area has been very good to me, especially me not being from DC. The DC community, DMV community comes out and they support and they do their thing. So we made it to 10 years, but we didn't make it to 10 years alone. We made it to 10 years with the DMV community, the broader plus community. So this is their show. This is y'all's show, but it's DMV and everybody. So that's where we are.
So it's interesting that you said that you blinked your eye and it was 10 years, right? Because I was preparing, I know it's early, but I'm not a last minute person, but I was preparing my opening for the fires, right? Because I really wanted to address and congratulate. So for us, for the fires, it's 5 years, right? And to me, that's a huge deal. I made it to 5 years. But going to we all just came back from lifestyle honors, 11 years right there, you know what I mean? And so I look back at all of the people who are celebrating milestones. House of Sheba, 10 years. All of the people who have made it to 10 years. After this, do you keep going? Because a lot of people either don't make it to the 10 years or they make it to the 10 years and say, that's it for me. So, where do you see District of Curse after 10 years?
So yes, you're right. For me with District occurs, I have another direction that I want to go in. I have multiple directions that I want to go in. I mean, I was thinking about this time 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like where we would go if I was even going to continue. Because at one point I said I wasn't going to do it anymore. Um, so after 10 years, I want to pivot into something different. Still the brand, still District of Curve, still do it, but you have to continue to reinvent yourself. So,
Right.
I don't want to come back and be the same thing that everybody is used to. Although I do feel like every year we do a good job of, taking it to the next level. But there are more things that need to happen, right? Like you can't, in my opinion, you cannot just be a fashion show for that
Mhm.
long, and that's all you do. So like you said, you mentioned the other platforms that made it to 10 or more, and when I was talking earlier, I was talking about just straight fashion show. You know what I
Right.
mean? But like Lifestyle Honors is a whole different thing. It's not just a fashion show. House of Sheba, that is her whole boutique and brand and whatnot. Um, but you can't just be a straight fashion show for that long and continue to just not be monotonous, in my opinion, right? So like you gotta move on, you gotta reinvent. So I got some things that I want to do, some stuff that I'm gonna roll out, um, to still, enhance the plus community and what we have built, because you gotta keep going.
True.
So
True. Hey, Jeannie. Hey, Denise. So that's pretty much how I felt with Queen Size Magazine, right? When I was doing Queen Size. Now, I love doing Queen Size Magazine. I have no intentions on stopping. But I got to a point in QSM where I was like, okay, what else is there? Like, there has to be more than just the magazine. And then, the Full Figure Industry Awards was birthed from that. So, um, tell everybody when the show is, when
so
and where. And I know tickets are on sale. So, give that information as well. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to throw up this cute little flyer because we're going to talk about these graphics too.
okay. First of all, let me say, hey Jeannie, hey Denise. Denise, I owe you a message. I got you. I've been out. I got you. Um, So the show is July 19th, 20th, and 21st. That whole weekend is our weekend of events. We have two shows this year. So Friday is going to be the lingerie show. Anybody that's been to DOC knows that we always do lingerie. I always do my disclaimer where I send the kids out of the room. Especially my kids. Because I mean we push the envelope, right? I don't mind being more risque. Plus size lingerie over the years has grown, um, tremendously. It
Mhm.
wasn't 10 years ago, it was not what it is now, which is why we decided to do a lingerie show on Friday night and the more so like the finale show on Saturday. So July 19th, 20th, 21st, those are the events. It's at the University of Maryland, like it was last year, the Riggs Alumni Center, at the University of Maryland. So that means plenty of parking. We don't have to. For years, we were in DC. I wanted to stay in DC, but my team got me to open up and move out a little bit. And
Mhm.
honestly, for access to venues, parking, and stuff like that, it was a really good decision. Because parking in DC, you got to add another hour to your trip just to be able to do it.
Sure.
Not to mention the money. Um, so yeah, tickets are on sale, districtofcurves.com, or you can hit us on Instagram at District of Curves, and there is a link there. Our link tree is in the bio, and so we have all the tickets right there. There are some discount codes out there if you know where to find them. Um, if you join the mailing list, I will send you one if you join the mailing list. But various discount codes. Follow our YouTube page and let me know that you're doing it. We got 76,000 followers on YouTube. You can get a discount code that way. So, many of those. But overall, tickets are on sale. They're moving. I do feel like they will sell out again this year. When they do reach the limit of the sales, I'm not adding more. I have the capacity to do so, but you know, we're not gonna add more. So when they sell out, that's gonna be it.
That's right, y'all. Do not send no messages talking about, oh my God, I forgot to get my ticket. Don't do that.
Yeah,
It's over.
we're not doing it.
Hey, Gabs. Hey, Tosh. Hey, Linda. So Let's talk about. Let me give a huge shout out to whoever is doing your graphics. I don't know. Go on and give them a shout out because them graphics is fire, honey.
And Miss none other than Akila Mimi Benjamin at the fuller side of things, at Roots of Fatima, um, the original social media influencer, like for years. Like she started out with DOC doing all of that. She tells everybody, like Mimi has been amazing. And she did those flyers that you see with all the girls, their individual flyers. She
Mm-hmm.
did that by herself. Um, and we have a lot of models, right? So she's like pumping those things out, and she just came onto the team and took that job over. Like she's like, yeah, I need y'all to move out the way and let me do this. And I'm thinking she's, we do normal flyers, every year. And then I saw those graphics come out, and I was like, well, damn, I want one. Like, so Mimi, she's been phenomenal. She's only really been on the team officially since Lifestyle Honors, and she's done all of that. And not to mention the stuff that she's done that y'all haven't even seen yet.
Listen, for hey Kia, we were just talking about you. Um, when I saw the flyers, Phil was like, "Who's doing the flyers?" I was like, "Listen, I don't know, but I'm about to find." But Mimi is the ish for real. When Mimi approaches you, and you almost never have to go to Mimi and say, "Hey, Mimi, can you help me with this?" Mimi is always like, if you cool with Mimi and she cool with you, she'll be like, "What do you need?" And once you tell her what you need, like she's like, "All right, I got it," and she just goes off.
Yeah,
So
I can
definitely
tell
shout out to
you,
her for them graphics.
in all the years that I have known her, she has always been one of the most genuine, most, the sweetest people. Like, you know what I mean? Her honestly, her whole family, her sisters, her mama, you know,
Oh, absolutely.
but she has been always been there, like in the background. Hey, Mickey, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? And I've been so hard headed with just not intentionally, but just not utilizing the resource that she is. You know what I mean? And so at Lifestyle Honors, we had talked before, but at Lifestyle Honors, she literally like cornered me and was like, "What's like what are we doing? What's good?" You know,
Oh yeah.
and she caught Gabby and was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just talk to her and you get out the way because Gabby makes stuff happen. So that's just what it was. So her and Gabby, got together and I got out of the way. Next thing I know, we got flyers popping up. So
Listen, and listen, we know Gabby is the plug, honey. We know if we want to get to Mickey, we Gabby, and this is why we are here, because
no lie, I told people, people was like, yo, what are we doing? Like, what are you doing? Like even with lifestyle, people was like, so like, what are you doing down there? I go ask Gabby. I don't know. Like
right.
whatever. Find Gabby, find Monica. They will tell you what I'm doing because I'm gonna do whatever they told me to do. So I was like, you want to know what my schedule is? Find Gabriella and ask her, and that's all I can do.
Listen, I learned that early on. I was like, all right, Gabby, this is what I need from Mickey. Because, I mean, I've known you for a long time and I know that you are busy. So, shout out to Gabby for
I mean,
just,
and that's really what it is, right? So like her between her and Monica, they've looked at me and been like, okay, look, I know you can't do it all, so we'll do, and we'll farm it out. And if we need to hit you with something, we'll hit you with it, text message or whatever, and then keep it moving. Like they have so many things flying around that I don't even know about until we get to the meetings, or they send me a text that they might send me a text at 8 in the morning, and I might not see it until 8 at night, but they're doing it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you got to have people like that around you when you're doing stuff like this.
See, and that's one of the things that I have to learn too. And what I do appreciate, and I know this about Monica and Gabby, it's they are not the what do you need, right, type people. They'll ask you once, but they observe what you need. And then they step in and say, Mickey, this is what you need. And
Yeah.
this is what I'm going to do. And I know that about them and it's appreciated. And, shout out to Gabs because Gabs is on my team too. So,
Yeah. And I will say this one more thing, as it's important as producers, and I'm speaking specifically as men, really, like you when you're doing something like this or something major, it's really good to surround yourself with at least one woman that is in your corner and knows what she's doing, but surrounding yourself with many of them that have, because my team is pretty much all women. And so, we're talking about Gabby and Monica, but there's definitely been, more people on my team, my fashion director, Doretta, you got Jeannie, Tosh, you got Robin, you got all of those people, and previous teams that I've had too. And one thing that's been in common is that working with amazing women
Yeah.
who are far more organized than I am. They're way better in their lanes than what I am, and they just do everything and prop me up a lot. So I get a lot of accolades for like doing the show and everything, and I try to make sure I push it back down where it's supposed to go, because like none of this show, what you've seen the last 2 years, can happen without the team that I currently have. What you saw the previous years, none of that stuff could happen with the team without the team that I had before. Like, it's not just me. Like, I might have the vision, but I give it to them and they take the vision and they go with the vision, and then they provide the support to bring it all together. Like, I really couldn't do it without them. I couldn't do it without the ones before. So, as men, if you're out there producing something and you're trying to do everything on your own and you don't have at least one woman around you that can step back and see what you're trying to do and then offer that support, you're losing out. You need to have that. It doesn't have to be somebody that is you're in a relationship with, but just in general, you need
Right.
to have that, because men, a lot of times, we think in one direction, especially when we're like super visionary. And
Hmm.
then you have women who are also super visionary, but then a lot of times they have another train of thought that can slow you down and be like, well, hold on. Did you think about this, this, and this? And a lot of times
Right.
we don't think like that because we're just moving, trying to get the vision out. So, just shout out to all of the supportive women that play that role.
I mean, in addition to that, it's especially since this fashion industry is predominantly women anyway, so you have to have women on your team. And I promise you, Phil is gonna roll his eyes when I say this, but you have to also at least have one Virgo on your team. I'm just saying. We're gonna move on past that
I
anyway.
saw, I
Um,
saw the smile on Gabriella's face when you said that without even looking.
and I promise you, Phil had the very opposite face, but I just had to throw that in there.
Of course.
All right, so you guys have the date for the show. You guys have the information to get your tickets. Once the tickets are gone, they are gone. Do not be sending no messages that you need tickets, because it is what it is.
Yeah.
And the show, and I have been many years, and the show does sell out. So don't play around. This is not one of those events you want to play games with. Okay,
Yeah.
we're not playing Russian roulette. Go on and get your tickets. So um, and now we got the Virgo conversation going on. I'm just saying. So in any case, we're gonna talk a little bit about this photo shoot.
Yes.
Um, and I'm going to put this out right now before I start talking about this photo shoot. For 24 hours from 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. If you want to book a slot on during this photo shoot, you get 25% off for 25 hours only. And I'll give you the link. The discount code is going to be live, LIVE, all capital letters. Okay. I will repeat that, but I just wanted to put that out, and just in case y'all want to run and go on and get y'all tickets. So in any case, I'm going to throw up this flyer. We have two flyers going on. So Phil and I were talking about we went to Virginia. Let me back up for a minute. We went to
Yeah.
Virginia, I want to say it was a couple of years ago. I don't even remember. Time is flying. Um in Virginia, DMV, period. DMV, Philly, PA has always shown QSM love. Always. From the time we came out, our greatest supporters are from those areas. And so when we were asked to come to Virginia to do this photo shoot a couple of years ago, they asked us to come back again. So we were like, okay, we'll come back again. This was probably a year in the making. So we decided we were going to go back in June. So the dates for the photo shoot are June 15th and June 16th. Yep, I know it's Father's Day weekend. It's okay. Bring your baby daddy along, bring your husband along, get your photo shoot, and y'all can go on out to dinner. So it's 2 days. It's the Saturday and the Sunday.
Mhm.
And we have multiple slots available. People have already booked some of the slots. So if you go to our link tree, which Phil is going to drop in those comments any second now, and I'm going to tell you what it is. If you go to our link tree, there's a link that will take you to purchase your slots for the show. It's $200. Now the collab comes here. We I was a judge, a model judge for the was it the DC or was the Philly? It was the DC casting, right?
Yes, DC.
Okay, DC casting. I'm going to a couple of them, but
You were supporting the staff for Philly.
right,
Yeah.
right. Um, and what we decided to do was there were so many amazing people who came out and auditioned for District of Curves. So what we wanted to do, we wanted to offer a discount to all of the models, whether you were chosen or not. If you casted this year, doesn't matter what state you casted in, we are offering 25% off to those models. And I'm going to throw up this flyer for y'all so y'all can see it. But um, boom, that's the flyer. And there goes Sharita. Hey, girl. Hey. This is not the DOC one, but this is our regular one. So if you did not cast for DOC, and I promise you, don't use that code if you didn't cast, because you know we're gonna send you an invoice for that other 25%.
Because
Okay,
we know who cast it. Right.
wait, because Mickey has a list of everybody who cast it. So this is the regular flyer. It's $200. You get to pick a 1 hour slot. And it has everything that you get is an outdoor location, two outfit changes, you receive four edits, and an opportunity to get published. Please don't try to negotiate on this price and ask if you can do group images because it's $200 a person. Okay, it is only for the 15th and the 16th. Please do not ask us, can you use this in December? It's only for June 15th and June 16th. So this is the regular flyer. We do have another flyer that is going around because I want you guys to see the flyers because somebody's going to look at this flyer and be like, oh, I'm going to use this. Please don't. This is the DOC one. Notice it's the same, but it's black. So the code is DOC2024. District of Curves 2024. It's
There you
easy, capital letters. So if you we have our link tree on our social media pages as well on Facebook. I was going to say the Full Figure Industry Awards. Facebook Queen Size Magazine, on Instagram Queen Size Magazine. And then today for the 24 hours, if you are not a DLC model who casted, whether you made it or not, and you want a book, you can use the LIVE code. LIVE. Hey, Monique. So we are excited about this. We work, of course, with our own Queen Size Magazine, but we do work with a couple of other publications. So it is a great opportunity. If you want to be published, um, you just have to come correct because booking a shoot does not guarantee that you are going to be published. You have to actually do the work, which means that you have to get up on set and you have to do an amazing job. You have to send us your bio. You have to do the work. Just because you book does not guarantee publishing. I just want to put that out because people are like, yeah, I booked with QSM, but I didn't get published. I am also available to help with virtual casting. I mean, not virtual casting, virtual styling. I do it all the time. If people don't know what to wear, I am more than happy to help with that. All you have to do is reach out once you have booked your shoot. Don't ask me to waste my time and help style you and you don't book a shoot. So once you book, just
Right.
reach out to me. I am more than happy to help with virtual styling. And so we wanted to do this for District of Curves, of course, because we have been supporters of District of Curves for many years now. And again, we understand what it's like to have to audition in front of people.
Yeah.
And then to get that no, you put your best foot forward, literally, and you get a no. And it's not because you weren't good, it's because there's so many things that go into choosing the models, which I'll let you talk
Actually, I
about.
hate that. Like that's the thing that I hate the most
Yes.
is the rejections. Like you said, we'll talk about it, but that I that's literally the one thing that's I every year I hate that part of it.
Oh, we know. We know. But there are so many things that go into, like, I've sat on many casting panels, and there are so many things that have to be considered when you're choosing the models. And I'll let Mickey talk about that, because I could talk about that all day long. But just because you got a no does not mean that you were not good enough. Tell you that all the time, even with the award show, does not mean that you were not good enough. But Mickey, let's talk a little bit, just a very little, about what goes into what's factored into the considering whether somebody's going to be chosen or not.
Yeah, for sure. First, let me say though about the photo shoot, because I know you said Virginia. So, but just to clarify a little bit, or give you opportunity to clarify, just so you know, Virginia and the DMV
Right,
are not the same thing. I'm
right.
from Virginia. That's the 757, the seven cities. That is Virginia. Y'all who ain't from there, whatever. I'm telling you the truth. I don't make the rules. So I'm from Virginia, 757, Chesapeake, Norfolk, Hampton, Suffolk, Virginia Beach, Newport News, Portsmouth, seven cities. Then there's Richmond, and then there is where we are, the DMV. So I would say clarify that so people don't know where you're gonna be. Because people watching me, my people on here watching me, they're like, oh, they're coming to Virginia, but you're not coming to Virginia. You coming to, you know, Northern Virginia, and that's not the same thing.
Okay. So now I recall we were at dinner, and Monica and Mickey definitely schooled us on this whole Virginia thing and this whole DMV thing. So just to clarify, we are going to be in Alexandria, is
Yep,
it?
Alexandria,
Virginia?
Northern Virginia.
And we chose that because we wanted to capture, we wanted to kind of be central, so to speak, close to people who are in the, you know, I guess DMV area, and
Yeah,
people who are further
DMV.
in Virginia.
Yeah,
You can explain that, but we wanted to kind of make it a little bit central and not too far out into Virginia, so we can capture more people. But
gotcha.
yeah,
I just didn't
that's
want
why
my
we did
people to be confused. They're like, "Oh, you coming to Virginia?" And like, then you be
it.
like,
Right.
"I'm coming to Northern," and they be like, "Wait a minute, like you thought you should be coming to Virginia? Like, this is a whole nother state up here." You know?
Okay, I got that. Okay, so where we're gonna be is probably that little point at the end, I guess.
Yeah,
I,
I got you. I got you.
yeah,
Um,
that so they saying that you shady, but
I mean,
I
I'm
get
just
it because Monica broke that shit down. Like,
listen. 757, stand up all day. I live here, but my heart is always, always in the 757. I'm VA to forever. Two up, two down. Um,
okay,
but so like you asked me about the models, right, and what goes into that. So I will tell you, for a show like this, you have to consider a lot of things. Size ranges are super important because we don't and have never been and don't ever want to be one of those shows that say they want to do plus, but they only focus on like the very curvy, shapely, you
true,
know,
true,
12, 14, 16, or maybe a really shapely 18, right? So we try to do as much of the range as we can. Now that means the range has to audition, they got to come out. So if they don't come out, we can't do it. But um, at the same time, there's only a certain number of spots per size range,
right,
because we want everybody to be represented. So you could be a very good, if you fall between that like 12 and 16, 18 range, that's the hardest range for
Mm-hmm.
you because there are so many ladies um in that range, So I mean, this turn in turn is hard for us because there's so many ladies. This year was crazy in terms of like how good everybody was.
Yes.
I mean, it was. I didn't expect it. I mean, just at the mall in DC, like that was crazy. And so many people were good. So if you get a rejection, not just from our show, but from other shows too, there's something for you to learn, absolutely. But it absolutely does not mean that you were not good enough. That is not
Yeah.
what that means. Do not take that to mean that. I have people who are walking and have walked for us who have gotten a yes in 1 year, but got a no 2 years in a row, and they came back and got a yes 2 years in a row. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because just because you have walked for us doesn't mean that you are gonna always get that spot.
Right.
So you got to come correct. And if you don't get it, it doesn't mean that you weren't good enough. I've had a lot of people who didn't get it and they circled back as volunteers because they wanted to still contribute and be a part of it. Or they come back and been makeup artists for the show, or they've come back and been vendors because they might have other businesses, you
Right.
know, or even sponsors. So it doesn't mean that you won't get it. Now you got to size range, confidence. I know this is an industry where we're built on learning confidence, right? Built on
Mm-hmm.
learning self-esteem, building up that self-esteem. But at the same time, if you're going to cast for a show that is going to put you in front of hundreds of people inside the building and literally millions of people, because we have like over 26 million streams, and views on YouTube, right? So if you're gonna cast for a show that's gonna give you that kind of exposure, you gotta have some kind of confidence when you come out.
Yep.
And it shows. The personalities, the people who have the personalities are the ones that help us remember. Because we did 3 stops this year, and we started in January, and we made announcements in April. So we got to remember you. So those are the things that go into it. It's a very difficult process. And again, like I said, the part that I hate the most are the rejections.
Yeah.
And you get more out of our process than what you're gonna get from a lot of shows. Like what Jeannie does at the table casting, like the time that she takes with some people to pull them to the side, talk to them about their shoes, talk to
Sure.
them about what they're doing. Even people that we already know they didn't make it, right? But the time that she takes to pull them to the side and give them that extra bit of like encouragement and love and everything like that, you're not gonna get that in a lot of places.
True. Very true.
So and what you get when you become one of our models is, I mean, you're getting thousands of dollars worth of education,
Mm-hmm.
you know thousands of dollars worth of education, worth of services. You get opportunities to get in front of brands that you may not have the opportunity to get in front of normally. Like Livy Ray is in Atlanta, but they came up here and were in the show. And Molly took a couple of ladies that she met through the show, and the kind of platform that Molly and Livy Ray has.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so you
Yep.
get those opportunities to do that. City Chic, one of our sponsors, same thing there. Um, it's a lot that you're getting,
Mm-hmm.
for, I'm not even gonna say for free because it costs money to model,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but you get a lot of those opportunities that you're not gonna get other places. You go to some other shows, and there's no shade, but you go to some other shows, and it's literally just that. It's the show. They cast you
Right.
a few days before the show, maybe a couple weeks. You walk in
Mm-hmm.
the show, and that's it.
Right.
But this is a process. It's a family. It's a whole thing that you get from the moment you fill out that model application all the way
Mm-hmm.
through the end. It's a whole thing that you get.
True.
You know.
So you talked about volunteers. Are you looking for volunteers or
Yes.
vendors or sponsors right now?
Yes, looking for volunteers. I was reminded yesterday that the volunteer sheet was not open. I thought it was, so I will be opening that and putting that up. So if you're, want to volunteer, give me. I'm gonna be honest. It's the holiday weekend. Give me to Sunday, and that sheet will be open. Everything else is open. Vendor spots are filling up pretty quick actually. So you can go there and do that. Sponsors, always accepting sponsors. There's multiple ways that you can sponsor small business sponsorships. We have smaller dollar sponsorships. We all the way up to larger. It just depends on what you want.
Right.
And I will say this to sponsors: DOC is not just a one-time thing, like just the show and that's it. Especially with this year and going forward, it is, and it's a year-long brand. So we're rolling out opportunities for sponsors to. It won't just end at the show, depending on what level you have.
Right.
It's gonna go beyond that. So depending on what level you come in, your sponsorship will extend. You know,
I saw that, and I saw y'all took City Chic out to Lifestyle Honors, and that was huge in itself.
we did. That's the first time that we've ever been in somebody else's show. Shout out to Maui, shout out to Nadia, shout out to the whole lifestyle crew, because they opened the doors and rolled the red carpet out for District of Curves, the purple carpet, that's our color. But they opened it and rolled it out for District of Curves, and we were in that show, and it was such, like, it was fun. Monica and Gabby, they worked their asses off with getting that together. But City Chic came through, so we did show their collection, one of their collections, on the runway. It looked really good, and it was a great opportunity. Like, I actually honestly want to do more of it. So, if you guys are
All
watching out
right.
there and y'all got some fashion shows and y'all want to have District of Curves come and do a segment, please inbox us, hit us up, because we had a good time. And
Poor Gabby.
call Gabby. But it
Go
was
ahead, keep it
great.
100.
It was great to be on the runway and not be the ones producing the show.
Yeah.
But then also having the expertise of producing the show, we already knew what they were going through, and what it was. So we tried to make our footprint as small as possible in the backstage area, and we tried to handle everything on our own,
Mhm.
without having to get, bother
Yeah.
them too much. And it was a great time. It was a great time.
Listen, Maui, shout out to Maui, because Maui, we felt very welcome. When I say we, I'm talking about QSM, hash slash the fires. We felt very welcome. However, when I was rolling with y'all, I was like, oh, okay, I like it on this side.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, Maui, that's my girl, man. Like, that's the
Yeah.
first time that Maui and I have ever really, like, had a chance to connect in that way and do anything together and have the conversations that we had. You know what I mean? We've seen each other in
Yeah.
the industry and past, and we friends on Facebook and everything like that. But that was the first time that we actually came together and did something, and it was great. And she opened her arms, she opened the doors, like,
Yeah.
it was put on her heart to do it, and she just did it the way she did it, and I truly appreciate her. I mean, and then she got the hookah and the everything, and that's, I love all of that too. So
Listen.
if you gonna party with Maui, you gonna have a good time. That rose party,
Yes, honey. The rose party.
rose party, that yeah,
Go.
that was it.
Yes.
If you had to
Um,
be there, you had to be there.
yes, you definitely had to be there. It was my first experience, and it was incredible. It was nice to be able to let my hair down, because everywhere I would go, I'm going in a business capacity. But
You and me
you know
both.
what? The rose party was not that. I was like, even Phil didn't take out his camera. Like, we had ourselves a good old time, honey.
Listen, and Solana, everybody, like, always talks about, like, how, like, they think that I'm so business all the time and everything like that. They like I'm so serious all the time, like, and that was just something different, because
Same.
people don't get to see that side, like, of
Yep.
me. Like, my college friends, my frat brothers, shout out to Alpha Phi Alpha, the oldest and the coldest. My frat brothers and all of that good stuff, they get to see. They know that that's the person that they know, but the person
Hmm.
that y'all know is not that person. So, and I usually don't let loose like that around, industry folks. But that was such a good time,
Me neither,
it was
Mickey.
such a good time.
Me neither. So if anybody got any videos, y'all better delete that.
Exactly. Exactly. There was one woman who was walking around. I know she wasn't drinking either. She had all the videos. Find her, call her, like, hey, can I see what you got?
Right. Right. How much you want for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's recap. Just remind people the date of the show, where they can buy tickets. I will recap the photo shoot, and then we can get out of here, honey.
Got you. July 19th through 21st. Tickets are on sale at districtofcurves.com. Also on our Instagram, the link tree, all the registration links, ticket links, everything else. Um, they're all there. Follow us on TikTok at District of Curves. Follow us on Instagram at District of Curves. Everything that you want to know is there. If you are looking for something and you've done your research and looked on all of the platforms
Yep.
and you still cannot find the information, please feel free to inbox us. Now, I would say this: if you inbox me and you inbox us and ask us when the show is, you might not get an answer because it's literally plastered all over the Instagram and everything like that. So I'm just forewarning you.
Yeah.
Outside of that, inbox us, but everything that you need is there, yeah, right there on the banner. Um, the 21st, everybody's asking about Sunday, the 21st. It's gonna be industry brunch at least. So, we have some more stuff rolling out for that. So just so y'all know, because I know they asked, well, what's on the 21st? Just stay tuned. We'll let you know what's gonna happen with that. Get your tickets to everything and come on out. Once they're gone, it's gone. Friday night is gonna be a good time. The lingerie show is gonna be a good time. Um,
Hmm.
it's gonna be an interactive. It's gonna be hosted by Maui and Nikki Lee. So, you know,
That's what's up.
and I just put that out there. So, um, but come on out, get your tickets, and yeah, I want to see y'all there. 10 years.
Congratulations again on 10 years. Go
Thank
ahead,
you.
you was going to say something.
Yeah, I was gonna add one more thing. So, and I'm just putting this out there for the first time, but um, Friday night there's going to be a photo exhibit as well. I did a photo. Buster Boudoir by R&B. He did a show several months ago where he let photographers come out and exhibit some of their photos. It was one of the first times that I was able to put some of my work on display, and it was really freeing and liberating, honestly, as an artist, as a photographer, to be able to do so.
Nice.
Um, it's going to be something similar happening on Friday. We will release more information about that for photographers as well as models. I will say, I am. I'm sorry, somebody was calling. Um, I'm going to be opening up a few spots for people that want to do photos to be in that exhibit. So stay tuned for that. So, but outside of that, go ahead.
Wait, one more thing because I heard through the grapevine something about a t-shirt line or something.
Yes. So, um, for DOC, for years, people have been asking me for shirts, right? Because they see me wear shirts and everything, and I hardly ever have them. So we have shirts. I will be dropping the link for the shirts on June 1st. Might soft launch it a little bit before that, but June 1st, you guys will be able to order District of Curve shirts, maybe a couple other, paraphernalia items as well. But you'll be able to order DOC shirts. They're not going to be unreasonably priced. 10 years in the game. So when you see the link, we'll mail it out. Support, get a shirt, getting the shirts, that money that you spend on the shirts goes directly back into the show also. So, even if you're not able to come to the show, but you're like, how can I support? Doing those stuff like that is a way to support because that money literally gets funneled right back into the show.
True.
You know,
True.
yeah,
And I tell people too, if you don't have, if you're not able to make a show and you want to support, buy a ticket. Buy a ticket, and if you are a business owner, raffle it off to one of your supporters or your followers or whatever the case may be. And there's easy ways to support. So, about this photo shoot, first of all, let me back up. Kia, I
yeah,
saw your videos. Hey, baby
keep
girl.
talking.
Hi.
I love you.
Um, Akia, I saw some of your videos. Yep. Gabby, we are definitely going to get with Tiffany to find out if we can, stop some of those videos from going to TNT too. But the photo shoot, June 15th and June 16th, there are slots for both days. You're going to be in Alexandria, Virginia at Tide Lock Park. Make sure you book your slots. The tickets are by time. So you'll see June 15th, 9 o'clock slot. That's your slot. Make sure you are there on time. Your slot is at 9 o'clock. You show up at 9:30. Your shoot is over because somebody's booked at 10. So make sure you come on time. If you cast it for District of Curve this year, whether you made it as a model or not, male or female, whether you not in whatever state, whatever stop you cast it at, the 25% discount applies to you as well. The code is DOC, capital letters 2024. Also, for anybody who did not cast for 24 hours, 8:30 p.m. tonight until 8:30 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time, you if you book during that time frame, you get 25% off using the code LIVE. You go to either of our social media pages, Queen Size Magazine, on Instagram, or Queen Size Magazine on Facebook. Our link tree is there. Click it. You have a direct link to purchase your tickets there. Outside of that 24-hour period, outside of the DOC models, regular price is $200, which is still inexpensive for a two outfit shoot. Okay. Make sure you come hair and makeup ready. Make sure you come early. Don't come on time. Come early so you can practice, get your jitters out. There is an opportunity for you to be published, or you can just use it to refresh your portfolio. Or if you are just starting out, you can use it to build your portfolio. I am available for virtual styling if you need it. I am not a styler, but I do know how to dress, and I've styled many people for QSM, so it's okay. Don't talk about me and talk about I'm not a stylist. It's okay. You can dress yourself. It's okay. But in any case, congratulations to everybody who are celebrating milestones again this year. I shouted you out in the beginning. I know there are more than the ones that I named, so I'm not going to start. So nobody don't come on here and be like, well, you didn't mention me. So everyone who's celebrating milestone events, whether you have been in the business, whatever it is that you do, if you're celebrating a milestone, congratulations to you. Make sure you are also following Queen Size Magazine. Subscribe to our website as well, queensizemagazine.com. Everything is Queen Size Magazine across the board. Okay. Hashtag branding. In any case, I appreciate everybody for spending time with us. Thank you so much for Mickey for taking this time out. I know that you had an extremely busy day with the children
Yeah.
playing Daddy of the Year, so I appreciate your time as well. Phil will be doing the shooting for this, so shout out to Photos by P True. Every time I say I want to do something and can you order for a discount, he'd be like, for you, absolutely. So, um, listen, this does not go unnoticed. I appreciate you. So make sure you guys are also following Photos by P Drew on Instagram and Philip Drew on Facebook as well. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in and have a wonderful evening. I will see y'all at the next event, whether it be District Furs or whatever is coming up next, or the photo shoot, regardless. Have a good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, Mickey.